Let's bring in Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, Fox News contributor and former National Security Advisor to Vice President Pence. General, what is your reaction to that breaking news? Is this so predictable of the Russians to say that Ukraine attacked them, not providing any evidence? Has the international community even asked them for evidence of this?
Yeah, Lawrence, thanks for having me this morning. Look, we're heading towards endgame right now, and they're just using this as an excuse to take some type of offensive action inside Ukraine. I'm a little bit frustrated. This is a solution. We could have come to a solution months ago, but this administration keeps walking past the graveyard, be it immigration or be it Afghanistan or be it Ukraine. Right now, I'd tell the president, if I was advising the president, we're done with talking. You tell Putin, you play your cards, we're going to play our cards, and play hard. Putin appreciates strength, and we're not portraying strength at all. This whole idea about, well, let's talk again, I think is absolute folly. It's not going to work. He's got his game plan in mind, and we should go forward with ours. I appreciate what President Macron has done. He's done that before. He did that with us during the Trump administration with Iran when he tried to reach out. But you reach a point where you just have to stop talking and let actions take over. And that's what we need to do. This game has started.
So, General, what is the sanction that the Russians most fear? What if you were advising President Biden right now and you said, do this right now, issue this sanction, and this will cause them to back down from this imminent war?
Yeah, Rachel, he's not going to back down. I mean, one thing about Putin, he doesn't bluff. He's going to go forward. And I think we just should stop talking. I think the worst thing we're doing now is continuing to talk. Just stay silent on the net and say, this is what we're going to do, and go forward. Here's a concern I've got, Rachel, on sanctions. They have historically not worked well at all, and they take a long time to bite. Here's what really should be done. He should go back to NATO. And here's the frustration I've had with NATO. And he tells all of the NATO allies, look, in 2014, during the Wales Declaration, you said all of you were going to put 2% of your GDP into defense, which 20% was modernization. Only 1/3 of NATO is doing that. And the biggest laggard's Germany. Yeah. And yet Germany's taking 1/3 of their energy comes out of Russia.
That's right.
I'd also tell all of the Europeans, stop depending on Russian energy. Cut it off. That's what you should be doing. The thing about bank sanctions and other sanctions, historically, they just don't work.
Right, but that's the sanction we were talking about.
Actions that are very forceful.
But that was the sanction I was hoping that you would talk about, is Nord Stream 2, is getting the Germans on board with energy, not being so dependent on Russian energy. Why aren't we pushing the Germans in that direction? Why have we left this up until the final moment? And why is Russia allowed, can we even stop Nord Stream 2?
Well, look, Rachel, you hit it. This is something we should have been doing earlier. But you look at all of Europe and you say, stop depending on Russian energy. And 1/3, as I said, 1/3 of the energy in Europe comes out of Russia. Just stop it. And you those are the pressures you put on them. And then you build up NATO to a strength level that they've never seen. Look, I've said repeatedly, Russia's sort of like Belgium with nuclear weapons. They're not a very strong economy. You should press back on their economy, understanding they do have a lot of nuclear weapons, but we should push back on them really hard, and we're not doing that. And then we're saying, well, let's go talk again. Talk's not going to do anything. Putin's not going to listen, and Putin only respects strength, and I don't think we're showing a lot of strength right now.
Yeah, and the problem for Germany is when the shooting starts, next thing you know, their gas is $10 a liter. And, the people of Germany are yelling at their leaders, and it's a vicious cycle. Before you go, though, General, because we know you're busy today, we've been reporting this morning, the Washington Post had it as well. Apparently, as soon as Russia's shock and awe campaign starts on the capital city, and it sounds like it's going to be devastating, where they're expecting thousands of casualties. As soon as that happens, when they move in, then they've got a kill list of Ukrainians who they're going to go after, and they're going to try to track them down and either kill them or send them to camps. This is, that sounds like payback. It sounds like Putin, he's been paying attention to who in Ukraine's been bad-mouthing him.
Yeah, Steve, I think he's, if I was advising him, which I'm not, thank God, I'd say, boy, you're making a huge mistake if you think you're going to take all of Ukraine. People seem to forget, Ukraine is the second largest country in Europe after European Russia. It's massive. And the eastern 1/3 of Ukraine is Russian speaking, but the western 2/3 is not. And you start to take on that task, it's going to be a huge task. And if he does that, I would make him pay a huge price. I would say, you remember Afghanistan when we helped the Mujahideen going against Russian and then Soviet forces? You're going to have the same payback coming forward. And I would tell him that up front, because again, we've reached a point where I don't think you can deter him. He's made up his mind on what he's going to do, and I just say to him, play your cards, we're going to play ours.
All right, General Keith Kellogg, sir, we thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks,
from the DC
General.
area.
Thank you, General.